Hi folks, this is Mike Gerdes with the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hey, I want to talk today about who we are and how that affects what we are. Some of us, I heard yesterday that over 21 million Americans suffer from ongoing depression. Now, that doesn't have much to do with the fact that with this coronavirus and staying in place stuff, a whole lot more people find themselves anxious, upset, and depressed. But just regularly, over 21 million people find themselves depressed. And depression is a drag. What can I say? Now, I've heard that some people like being depressed, but I understand some people like being miserable. But the point of it is, when we're in a state of anxiety, when we're in a state of depression, we're not really fully functioning. Besides feeling miserable, we're not really fully functioning in the world and doing what Spirit has called for us to do. I want to share something with you. It's the very beginning of the Science of Mind textbook, where it says, these lessons are dedicated to that truth which frees man from himself and sets him on a pathway of a new experience, which enables him to see through the mist to the eternal and changeless reality. Frees man from himself. Well, one of the things that it frees us from is the mistaken belief that we are our feelings. We're not our feelings. Our feelings are something we have. And too many people identify with their feelings and think their feelings are what they are. And they live out of that idea that I'm just a miserable being because they happen to be feeling miserable at the time. And as you believe, so it is done unto you. So the more you think you're a miserable human being, the more you're going to feel like a miserable human being, which means the more you're going to act like and continue to be a miserable human being. I think enough is enough, don't you? Now, I recognize that in the science of mind, we're said that we think a new thought, that we change our thinking and we change our lives. That's absolutely true. We change our thinking and change our lives. It also says there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it, and to which has been added as we learn to let it use us. We have to allow Spirit to use us so that we may be better we may better express that which Spirit would have us do. And one of the things that Spirit would have us do is not be miserable and depressed. Because frankly, we're the means by which God knows itself. We're the means by which God has a good time. So if you're not having a good time, you're not doing your job. Now, just by thinking happy doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to feel happy. What one needs to do is like, okay, we're recognizing the 5 steps of treatment: recognition, unification, realization, acceptance with thanksgiving, and release. We know those. At least some of you who are watching this know those. And has anybody ever told you what the 6th step is? The 6th step of treatment, or if you're used to doing the 7-step method, the 8th step of treatment, is to do what's in front of you to do. Do what's in front of you to do. William James, the father of psychology, of American psychology, said that feeling follows action. Have you ever heard the phrase feeling follows action? If you act a certain way, then you'll start feeling a certain way. So if you're treating to know yourself as joy, which is a true realization of who you really are, what Spirit really is expressing by means of us, what that calls for us to do is to begin acting happy. Put a smile on your face, even if you don't feel like it at the time. Wave to people. Imagine that you're actually happy to see them. Try to fool them and think that you're actually happy to see them. And you know what happens? You fool yourself into recognizing that you really are. Action moves us into feeling the way we want to feel. So, how do you want to feel today? Do you want to feel successful today? Do you want to feel like a winner today? Do you want to feel like everything's going your way and everything loves you today? Then what we need to do is first accept that that is so, and then act that way. Some of you are old enough to remember a singer by the name of Frank Sinatra. Hands for anybody who remembers Frank Sinatra? A few of you. Okay. I think 4 in the back. He sang one of these scat songs that said, doobie doobie doo. You might have heard that. I think it was doobie doobie doo, doo doobie doo, doo doobie doobie doo. You might have heard that. He got it wrong. It's not doobie doobie doo, it's be do be do be. Because first you be something. So we accept ourselves as being joy. We accept ourselves as being the success. We accept ourselves as being the person that Spirit wants to be expressing through us. And then we do the things that are in front of us to do that sort of a person does. And then they have those things. The correct way of doing it is be it, do it, have it. Because without being it, you won't do it. And without doing it, you won't have it. If you're one of the 21 million people that have recurring depression, I feel for you. And I suggest that the best thing that you could do at the moment is find somebody else to help and make their lives better. I'm not saying it's all in your minds and you shouldn't be thinking the way you think or feeling the way you feel. No. What I'm suggesting as a solution is to begin acting in a way that takes your mind away from yourself and giving to others. What I found for me is that when I'm depressed, guess who I'm thinking about? Me! And if I move from thinking about me into ways that I can be of help to somebody else, I forget about my troubles and I feel really good in helping somebody else. So think about it. With all that's going on right now, there's a lot of things that you can do to help other people. If you're looking for suggestions, just call us. We'll give you some suggestions. There's lots of places to volunteer. At the center, American Red Cross, all kinds of places. So please, don't stay stuck. There's no need to stay stuck. But it might take a phone call. It might take a willingness to do what a little bit uncomfortable to do. But remember, if you want to feel a different way, you have to act a different way. You have to begin acting in such a way that's going to bring benefit to somebody else. So with that, that's all I've got to share for you today. Dr. Maxine will be back tomorrow. And please stay tuned for Sunday morning when she will live streaming her talk. It'll be a wonderful message, I'm sure. And I want to share something else with you too. There's classes coming up and you can register and check those classes out on our website, cslphilly.org. Again, that's cslphilly.org. Also, there's an opportunity to make a contribution because remember that we appreciate your contributions, and what you give says what you are, so keep giving generously like you have been. And then I want to share something else with you too, this book that I held up. Now raise your hand if you've ever read this book from beginning to end without jumping around. Anybody? Probably not too many people. So we're going to start doing that beginning Saturday morning, June the 20th. We're going to start it with the definitive edition of the Science of Mind textbook and reading at the preface and reading all the way through the glossary. 1 hour every Saturday morning. If you would like to participate in that, you need to pre-register. And to pre-register, you contact me at RevMike, that's REVMIKE, at cslphilly.org. Again, that's RevMike at cslphilly.org. That's it for today. Know you're loved. Bye-bye.